two top-tier centers going toe-to-toe. Obviously, the...
Welcome, everyone, to this and before... Okay, David, thanks. Now that we're into the year, some teams starting to show cracks, Brent, could use an infusion of talent. How hard is it to make an in-season trade that can really have an impact on your team?
I think it's more and more difficult, Kevin, with the rules and the way that the salary cap is set up for teams really that are contending for something big to go out and all of a sudden grab that one piece. It's very rare that a team can go out that's sitting on top of the standings and find that one specialist that's going to come in and make that team even better. So when that does happen, you have to really commend GMs that have done their homework and manipulated the salary cap so that there's space for that kind of player.
Complex, I agree. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And Charlotte, looking who they've got. Lights out there with Fresh. Then there's Big Dog, there's B-Train, and it's Wolf in the 3 spot.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor, otherwise the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And the Hawks with possession here. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. In that one, it didn't happen.
And sometimes your poor shooting from the perimeter can dictate, it should dictate, that you go to the inside. Tonight, they didn't do it.
So first quarter, just over a minute and a half in. Out to the right wing. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
Now, here's Joseph. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. And the 3 off target.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Outside Wilkins to the middle. Picks it out to Malone. 5 on the clock. The pass to Willis. They swipe it. Here's Joseph. And Joseph slams it home.
Kevin, who thinks a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
And that's what we're seeing more and more. Point guards who can finish as well as they make the play. Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. There's the pick. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. Passes it to Beecham. Shot clock at 6. Doubled by Smith. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Malone with the block. And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Charlotte on D. Here's Willis. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Now, here's Joseph. Fresh, the pass to Joseph. Here's the screen. Pass to Wolf. 6 to shoot. Goes to the reverse layup and pops it in.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Pass to Gilmore. Malone against Joseph. High, arc Arcing shot, and Wilkins puts it in. Wilkins has got his first bucket of the night.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Joseph with the ball. He carries a very heavy load for him offensively, averaging nearly 32 points a game. To the middle. And he jams it with authority.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Smith outside. Malone against Joseph. There's the screen. Malone kicks to Willis. It's Wilkins on the wing. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great group.
Now here's Joseph. And there's the pass to Wolf. Back to Joseph. Passes it to Wolf. Shot clock at 5. Here's Wilkes. Out left of the wing. Fires the 3. Hangs on the trifecta. The Beast's got 5 now.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Malone kicks to Willis. Screen by Malone. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Now here's Wilkins. Guarded.
The windmill finish. That is nasty. How do you do?
Oh, finishes the play with utterly no regard for his own safety. Now Joseph. Pass to Beecher. Back to Joseph. Now the pass to Wolf. On the clock. They set the pick. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And you know, Brent, we know top-level coaching is an all-in affair. Strategy, motivation, working the officials. But who are some of the most complete coaches in the league right now?
Well, the top of the list is Greg Popovich and what he does. There's no doubt that the way that he has his team prepared on a nightly basis, carrying out the game plan, the way he works the sidelines, as you mentioned, Kevin, Greg Popovich is the cream of the crop when it comes to NBA coaching.
Teague is checked in for Smith. Here's Joseph. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. It's on Jeff Teague.
All stops the dunk there. The best outcome in a bad situation.
Charlotte shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Hawks making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Both good from the line that time.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Charlotte, their last game, a win against the New York Knicks.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Here's the Beast. He has 7. Screen by Brand. You see it is just to Brand. And finished off by Brand.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Malone passes to Teague. Here's Gilmore. And here's Anderson from the arc. That shot is off.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And here is Joseph. To the left side wing. Here's Garcia. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Joseph against T. Pass to Gilmore. They set the screen. Wilkins passes to Gilmore. Back to Wilkins. The Hawks again can't hit.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often.
And the dunk by Joseph.
And from the opening tip, that they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Wilkins. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Malone. The Hornets also with a sub. ABC's checked in for the Beast. And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game.
And they let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now with a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
Campbell, he's checked in for Joseph. And it's out of bounds for the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. And a chance now to look at the small forwards who have been dominant this season offensively. And you look at the Beast, second in the league, having an excellent season. And, of course, the Prophet, several spots down.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
I don't think in terms of offense there can be any more potent group of players in the league. Having one of them on the wing means having someone that can carry a team offensively for extended periods of time whenever necessary. Like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
Here's Campbell, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. They set the pick. And Garcia has it in the corner. Poke loose. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Hornets.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Schroeder kicks to Bradley. Anderson up top. Back to Bradley. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Dishes it to Schroeder. Puts it up. That doesn't go in either for T.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Campbell kicks to Garcia. Here's the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Boyd the pass to Garcia. He can't get that one, so the Hawks will take it the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass. And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Finley Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Campbell kicks to Garcia. And again, the Hornets missing. The Hawks trail by 9. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Teague. Here's Anderson. Second chance shot. And he lays it up and in.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
55 seconds left to play here in the first. Campbell kicks to Garcia. Campbell with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Back to Garcia. Looking to end the drought. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
clearly a foul.
The Atlanta shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And so T gets 2 free throws. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Outside, Garcia. Boom, he jams it straight down.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
And so it's Charlotte heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this. The second quarter beginning in just a moment. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets? The Hawks trail by 7. So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. Prophet is out there with Big Cat. Then there's Campbell, and it's Big Daddy, and it's Lyons in at the shooting guard. Here's T. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Screen by Brand. Here's Campbell. Brand trying to free himself up. No good from Campbell. The Hawks shooting at 50% in a decent group. Bradley dishes to Anderson, and it's in there. Anderson's got 6.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Quarter number 2, we're about a minute in. Brand, a screen on Schroeder. Passes it to Boyd. Charlotte moving it around. There's the pick. Back to Garcia. Off the screen. Buries the jump shot. Garcia's got his second basket of the game.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
To the left wing. And here's Anderson for 3. They get it back. Goes back up, and he sinks the layup.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
Now Campbell. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Garcia passes to Campbell. Back to Garcia for 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Gilmore's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Outside T. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Charlotte in the lead. Right side Garcia. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. It's tipped. Bradley gets the tee. Nobody near Schroeder. Here's Gilmore, the second effort, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And that is a foul. It's on the Charlotte Hornets. First trip to the line for him here, and he makes the first. Brent, every team's looking for skilled bigs who can hit the 3, defend the perimeter, pull out other bigs. At what point do we start seeing 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guards? I guess we're kind of getting a glimpse of that now.
Yes, with apologies to Magic Johnson and what he was able to do through his career with the Lakers. Those guys are all throughout the league already. I mean, we've already hit that mark, Kevin, where we're seeing some of these guys do extraordinary things in terms of their skill with the basketball in open space. Thank you, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and Brandon Ingram. I find it amazing, though, don't you?
I really do. And to say that the game is not better than it was, watching what these young players are capable of, and I'm just talking purely in terms of their skill. The game has come a long way. Happy to see it.
Malone's checked in for Atlanta. The Hawks have gone 50% for the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Smith kicks to Malone. They set the screen. Outside Wilkins. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. Kicks it out to Malone. From deep. Hornets with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Pass to Lyons. Shoots the 3. Traps in the tray. ABC's got his first 3 points of the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
They've been looking at a sink offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Wilkins. Headshot off. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. And let's see now which shooting guards have been on target the most over the last 10 games. The Beast is checked in for Charlotte. The Hawks trail by 5. Malone outside. Now here's Wilkins. He's covered closely. The shot, no good. Here's Campbell. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw dropped for Campbell.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Fresh is checked in for ABC. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Now here's Wilkins. 17 points in his last outing. To halt the run, and it's good on the way. Wilkins has got 8.
This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he can take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
And here is Campbell. They set the screen. And there's the pass to Wolf. There's B-Train, defended by Wilkins. It's good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Smith, the pass to Gilmore. Bulls from the top of the key. And with that, the Hornet is cut to just 5 points in the basket from Smith. Campbell against Malone. Here's Campbell. Pass to Fresh. Campbell with it. Pass to Wolf. 5 on the clock. Pass to Dort. Lets it go from the wing. Offensive rebound. And there's the pass to Wolf. And another 3 for Charlotte.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Campbell against Malone. Smith outside. Kicks it to Wilkins. It's rebounded by Charlotte. The Beast's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Atlanta gets called for the foul. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Joseph, he's checked in for Campbell. Atlanta calls timeout. So, Brent, certain players are known for getting into people's heads. Who is a guy you played against that really challenged your mental toughness?
I'll give you two examples, Kevin. As an opponent, I would tell you that Vernon Maxwell was one of the less cerebral and more in-your-face aggressive players that I ever faced as an opponent. But on the flip side of that, Kevin, there were guys I played with that sometimes would challenge you mentally. In particular, one Gary Payton in Seattle. Always interesting to see how he approached the game, and sometimes even his own teammates.
But you always welcome the challenge, I'm sure.
Well, I take it head on. I mean, that's what guys do. They're paid to compete.
Passes it to Wolf. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
And checking out the numbers for Joseph, a wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Tops in scoring, first in assists, and he's first in the league in steals per game. Just an incredibly aggressive and tenacious defender.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number one overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Now Smith. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Now here's Joseph. He's got 7. There's a screen. Pass to Fresh. Back to Joseph. Here's B-Train. Pocket 6. Trying his luck deep. That's the Wolf. Charlotte moving it around. The feed to Joseph. The pass to Wolf. Back to Joseph. Moves back up. Passes it to Big Dog. Can't hit from in close.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Wilkins can't get it to go.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his...
Oh!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Good on the three-point shot. Wilkins has got 5 points now this quarter.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide-open shot.
And here is Joseph. 7 points in the game. Pass to Fresh. Back to Joseph. Pass to Wolf. Gilmore grabs the miss. Gilmore's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Outside Wilkins. Teardrop shot. The Atlanta shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. First one falls for.
They're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And the Hornets call time here. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Wilkins. And then for Charlotte, Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. And it's Big Cat in for B-Train. Joseph against Schroeder. Now here's Joseph. Defense right on him. Stolen by Anderson. And Teague has it in the corner. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Teague's got 6 points in the quarter.
The defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Here's Big Daddy. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. They set the pick. Joseph with the ball. We've got 1:23 left in the first half. His first shot coming late. Boyd finds the open look, and it's on target. And the Hornets lead by 4.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside, Garcia. 56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but through contact, he'll head to the line. Free throw good, Joseph. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 52 seconds left here in the second. The Hawks trail by 6. Scorer kicks to T. The pass to Willis. Back to T. Now the dish to Anderson. Over Joseph. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And Joseph slams it home.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that's where the defense failed. You can't let him throw that down. You've got to get over and foul him, send him to the free throw line.
Here's Schroeder. Misses from short range.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And so it's Charlotte holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Looking good at this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Things were going Charlotte's way from the beginning. During one stretch, they were leading by as many as 11, really playing as a unit. By the end of the first quarter, they ended up with a 9-point margin. In quarter number 2, they fought off several attempted rallies and actually pulled further out in front, ending the half up by 8. Shaq, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Well,
And that will...
Now the second. The Hawks trail by 8. They've got Willis. Smith is out there at Malone. Then it's Wilkins. And it's Gilmore in at center. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Gilmore's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Hawks. Here's Dio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pass to Dort. Back to Joseph. There's the pick. 5 to shoot. Here's Wolf. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
It's Wilkins with the drive. That's his 6th field goal today. And that makes it now 6 for 11.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Exactly, that's the kind of possession. Ending with an easy one right at the bucket that you love to get early on. Builds confidence for the entire team.
Malone against Joseph. Pass to Big Dog. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. They set the pick. Here's Wolf. And there's another one for the Hornets.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Malone Here's Wilkins, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Charlotte Hornets. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Now Joseph, he's got 11. Here's Fresh. Back to Joseph. Shot clock at 6. And that one is hammered home.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
The Hawks trail by 8. Here's Malone. Connects in the foul line jumper. Malone's got 6 points.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Joseph against Malone. Pass to Fresh. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Back to Joseph. Takes a 3. Out to the right wing. Second chance shot. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game. And so it's Atlanta with it. They trail by 9 points. Wilkins with the screen on Joseph. Malone kicks to Willis. Malone with the screen. Feeds it to Smith. Trying to shoot. It's deflected. Here's Wolf. Got it. Good job in the low post. The Beasts got the lead up to 11 now for Charlotte.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Atlanta calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Smith kicks to Malone. Willis with a screen on Joseph. Will it go? And it's good off the back rim and in. Malone's got 4 this quarter.
Well, that screen wasn't quite as effective as it could be. However, they find a way to get it done. Credit to Shooter for overcoming that aggressive defense.
Now, here's Joseph. He's got 14. Over to the left wing. It's stolen by Smith. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Wilkins controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Wilkins has got it back down to single digits for the Hawks.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. And here is Joseph. There's the pick. Now the pass to Beatrice. Good on the triple. B-Train's got 9 points.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
Malone dishes to Wilkins. Softly drops in the floater.
If they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Here's the Beast. 22 points for him. Joseph with the ball. Passes it to Gordon. Back to Joseph. Launches it. And it's the Hornets another 3.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
The Hawks trail by 13. Outside Wilkins. Puts it up from 12. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Big Dog's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Now Joseph. He's got 17. Pass to Wolf. 6 to shoot. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. The Beasts got 10 points here in the second half. Smith kicks to Malone. And it's lights out with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. With Anderson, he's checked in for Atlanta. Teague comes in for Smith.
Ryan Anderson.
Malone, a screen on Joseph. Teague against Joseph. Teague, the pass to Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. Wilkins. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
And the Hawks making a change here. Bradley's checked in. Charlotte also making some changes. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog, and it's Big Cat in for P-Train. Here's Fresh. There's a screen. Here's Joseph. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here. This will make 5 trips now to the free throw line for him tonight. Now, here's Teague. 8 points for him. Atlanta calls timeout. You look at the Beast, he's really been playing well.
He can't be stopped right now. The D looks like they're at a loss. They have no idea how to contain him.
And the Hornets making a change here. Garcia's checked in. And a chance now to review the shot chart for the Hornets.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around as his energy is contagious out there right now. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Atlanta with the ball. Anderson dishes to Wilkins. Anderson kicks to T. 5 on the clock. Anderson with a screen for Brent. Over Garcia. Makes a big bounce and goes in.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
And here is Joseph. He's got 22. They set the screen. Here's the Beast, defended by Wilkins. 5 to shoot. Here's Wolf, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush. Bradley against Garcia. Bradley kicks to T. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. T's got 10.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races. It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
First free throw is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Hawks. The Hornets also changing it up. ABC comes in for the prop, and it's Campbell in for Joseph. Charlotte calls timeout. Garcia, he's checked in for Charlotte. Joseph comes in for Campbell. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. The Hornets, number 1.
And all those points off turnovers have been a huge bonus. I mean, that aggressive defense has also paid dividends at the offensive end of the floor.
There's the pass to Lyons. Brand inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Shoots. Brand. Good. Brand's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
1:56 left in the third quarter. Passes it to Lyons. Fires the three. And another three for Charlotte.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Shots good by Gilmore.
Nice decision making by Schroeder there with a terrific assist.
Here's Big Daddy. 1:12 left in the third. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Back to Schroeder. Pass to Gilmore. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Gilmore's got 8 here in the quarter.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Outside, Garcia looking to get back on track here. Here's Boyd. That's tipped. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Joseph against Schroeder. Back to T. Beyond the arc. Joseph with the rebound. Joseph's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside, Garcia. They set the pick. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Garcia's got 8 points.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Hornets ahead, they lead by 18. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Campbell with it, and on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth. Big Daddy is out there with Big Cat. That's the Prophet, and it's ABC, and it's Campbell in at the point. Back to Garcia. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Garcia's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Hornets. Outside Brent. And we're seeing more athletes use cross-training to improve their strength and conditioning. Back in the day, did you play any sports outside of basketball to improve your results?
Kevin, if I asked you if surfing helped my basketball, would you say yes?
Well, in your regard, I would say yes. It did help balance, right?
Yes.
What about that?
Hey, I should have surfed a lot more than Kevin.
Yeah. Campbell, the pass to Brad. Campbell with it. T covering. Now Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Just 5 to shoot. He used that pick just right. Garcia's got 5 points in the quarter.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Truer words never spoken. Breakdown on the perimeter, D, and the communication severely lacking there.
There's a screen by Willis. Here's Teague. They get the rebound. Here's Gilmore. He can't get that one to fall.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
So for the Hawks, Smith comes in for Bradley, and Malone's subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Teague. He's covered closely. He dishes it to Malone. And it's Malone finishing it off.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
He is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Gotta love the fact that going vertical is a major part of what makes him so difficult as a point guard to defend, especially around the rim.
Brand outside. Pass to Gamble. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. That's good from Garcia. That is an era of shorter player contracts, sometimes with opt-outs after 1 or 2 years. Does that breed too much of a win-now mentality among teams?
So shorter contracts, Kevin, but taller players?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay, all right. You know, it's interesting the way that teams want to set themselves up. Obviously, if you have a bona fide star, you want to do what you can to lock him up and have him as part of your organization and the concrete and the foundation for what you do moving forward. But a lot of guys certainly on the move and on loan for seasons where they want to take a shot at the true contenders.
No three-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Smith dishes to Malone. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Malone's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
Here's Big Daddy. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Over to the left wing. And here is Campbell. There's a good screen. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Garcia. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Hawks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. He's got a clear path. Here's Campbell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Free throw drops for Campbell. Hey, Brent, we've seen a number of super teams created via free agency or trade. Do you think that's good for the league?
I think it's great for the league. I think it's awesome to see some of the great players play on the same court together and some of the chemistry that creates. But what's been interesting over the course of the last couple seasons, Kevin, is that we've had these young marquee players stepping up in environments and with organizations now that are must-see TV. So aside from the super teams, there are young players carrying their team to hopefully greater and greater heights that keep you interested in all 30 teams in the league.
The Beast, he's checked in for the Hornets. The pass to Big Dog. Here's the Beast. Cuts off the pass. Wilkins kicks to Crowder. There's the screen. Malone passes to Wilkins. Count it. Good. Wilkins has got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
Passes it to Big Dog. Here's B-Train, defended by Crowder. Here's Wilkes. Plays it up and banks it in.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night
Wilkins kicks to Smith, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And really trying to work the ball inside here and starting to get results. A lot of that offense coming in the paint here in the second half.
The free throw drops for Smith. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. Here's Wilkins. The Hornets pull it in. Petrain's got his 5th rebound in this one. Charlotte calls timeout.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and pointed in the right direction.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, the Beast.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Fresh is checked in for Charlotte. Joseph comes in for Campbell. Here's Fresh, 6 to shoot. Joseph, that's good. Joseph's got 27 points.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3-ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
Here's Willis, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
So, Brent, less than 1/10% of NBA fans bother to vote for the All-Star game. You think the league should devise a different way to choose the players for that big mid-season event?
I'd really like, again, this is an area, Kevin, that the league has done a great job of being a bit progressive with the way they've changed the All-Star balloting. 50% of the vote now going to the fans, 25% for the players, and 25% to the media. It's a way to make sure that guys who are having tremendous seasons are recognized both by their peers and their media rather than the fans getting ahead of some marketing scheme. So this has been addressed.
Perfect. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
And the Hornets making a change here. Garcia's checked in. Schroeder against Joseph. And it's Schroeder missing.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now, here's Joseph. Garcia's shot is good. Garcia's got 23 points.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Schroeder kicks to Wilkins. Shoots over Garcia. The Hawks again can't hit. Here's Charlotte now. They're on a 15-5 run. Joseph with the ball. Hey, Brent, when you look at the All-Star balloting, it's amazing how many worthy point guards have to be left off the roster. How'd the league end up with so many great players at that position all at once? It's an amazing story.
It has been an incredible crop. I mean, really the golden era of point guards. And the one guy who I feel really badly for over the course certainly of the last 5 or 6 seasons is one Mike Conley. Any coach in the league would take Mike Conley at the drop of a hat, yet he's dealing with, over the course of his career, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Chris Paul. Should I go on, Kevin? It is a very, very tough position.
Those names, it says it all. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Here's Garcia. Atlanta with the rebound. Schroeder outside. Pass to Sue. Anderson the screen. That shot off the mark. Charlotte shooting a scorching 68% in the game. It's stolen by Bradley. Pass to O'Gallagher. Hawks passing it around. Outside Bradley. Anderson with a screen for Bradley. O'Gallagher, and he can't stop the run as he misses. Charlotte in total control. Here's Garcia. No good on that one. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
That's a foul called on the Prophet. That's his first foul. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent Ashley, one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
No, I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
So then adding the Secaucus and the extra eyes in New York to look at calls, I think that might take the place of adding the official.
I think the league has done a great job, Kevin, having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those calls to help speed up what we do with regards to the replay.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Charlotte.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
That just happened.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus. But not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure. And they're likely to come out on top here.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Outside, Garcia. And he knocks down the first one. And so Garcia nails both of them. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And we'll see you next time.